Good morning, everybody. Well, yesterday turned out as expected. More running in place, and we'll see if this can actually make a turn here. It's just not good patterns, I can tell you that. Not high probability patterns, not for swings, but it's Friday. We'll see how things go. Looking at the S&Ps here, they're up a little bit, up against this pivot. Suppose they could continue to move up. You see the way this moved down did create a void there. So possibly could get a little further up before it really hits a real stiff area of price resistance. But if it just pokes above here, I would not be jumping on board. Um, of course, you need some kind of a pattern. We just don't buy patterns like this, pullbacks to support like that and turns. So be more inclined to be getting out than getting in at this point, from a very short term point of view. Anyway, uh, not just different. I don't know. I don't know. Some people have said that it was low in MT Live. I mean, the mic is the same like forever. I turned up the gain, and so I don't know. I don't know. Um, yeah. All right. So yeah, it's up at resistance here. We just don't have great patterns. I mean, I wish things would, gapping up or gapping down or doing something. It's just back and forth here a little bit. Um, the same story, pushing up a little. There's a lot of indecision. We've been talking about, this election, and this is getting closer toward resistance, a stiffer area of resistance. So maybe it just keeps going till it gets there, and it'll stop. Uh, the Dow we spoke about was down further, so here we at least we got a downside shakeout, and it pops back up toward a resistance area. So if this could go sideways, for a little while, this would definitely be the best long consideration. And I'm looking at the 20 MA on the daily where that's at, and if it's aligned with any resistance there, and it's just a little bit above the 20, so that minor resistance area. Now look at the size of this weekly bar that we've got on the Dow, and we'll see what it looks like at the end of the day. Well, it's in an uptrend. I mean, this kind of pullback is certainly more desirable than what we see in the S&P and the Nasdaq. Even this. So different type of a bottoming pattern. This already tested that resistance. So some look at this as like, okay, there's all this resistance here. And I was like, okay, I see it. I see it. But it already punctured it to a certain degree. So the second time around, if it knows to consolidate here a little bit, we've got a much better shot of trying to push up further. I mean, nothing here is looking like, amazing for sure. Transports pulled back, the really sloppy mess. Look at all these overlapping bars and tails on the weekly time frame. It's, there's just so much uncertainty. It is what it is. It'll pass. Interest rates are down a little bit, so not that much compared to the significant move that there was to the upside. But it's a little bit of a reprieve for now. So this is, bad news. Interest rates go up. It's competition for the markets. We see uh, home building stocks and some home construction stocks getting a little beat up here, which is typical as interest rates move up as they are. We'll get to gold and silver in a little bit, but here's the spiders. They're gapping up toward the top of the range. You see the cursor on the 65 minute. So it's gapping up into resistance. Not like it's got a clear void scenario, but those sweeping back and forth. Could it possibly go for this inside gap area? Sure. It's already been moving up. I'm just not enthusiastic here. Um, maybe if it holds up here and pulls back, that would might be something better as if we see this begin to consolidate down here or dip and we see buyers stepping up and it starts building a little area of support. SPX, things are getting more interesting. So this number with the large open interest increase, it's the same as yesterday. Prices never got close to either strike yesterday. So they came up a little bit, a little bit of strength this morning, about 5 handles. So you got the big open interest here. So it's gapping there. If it hits it, it's going to bump its head on the resistance and that big open interest in calls at that strike. And then down here, which I believe it'll never get down there today. There's some kind of news would have to come out that rattled the market to get it to come down here. But the open interest down here increased, and then at 5,700, it increased even more than here. So, and this is expiring today. So there's these gigantic bets, amount of money betting that this market is going to fall down here. Common sense tells me that's just not happening. Might fall down here to this strike. Well, it's gapping up here. So look, but to come down here in something that's in an uptrend with a rising 20 and 50, don't think it's even remotely possible to happen, but someone obviously thinks it is. Maybe that's a bit of a contrarian point of view to have such big bets, thinking that it's going to come down here, and they're willing to bet that with those options expiring today. So, right. Bitcoin down a little bit, no big deal. Getting close to the top of the range. It's just been range bound all year after that move up at the beginning. Gold, strong. It's consolidating after an accelerated move. A little topping tail bar, but it looks great. Looks great. Silver new highs. The data, no, it's not new all-time highs, but it's got room to move up. Anyway, it looks good. This is a pattern we could buy a pullback. So it pulls back into here. Oil doing nothing. Absolutely nothing down near the bottom of the range. So maybe some accumulation going on there, but nothing decisive. Rejection yesterday, so far inside day today, just overlapping bars, nothing happening there. Postmaster, some channel. All right, whatever. Okay. Aero, I'll give that to Dan. I know that one that you posted yesterday, it looked good, but it never went anywhere. It actually went down. I think it was RY. Yeah. So this isn't a good buy setup, meaning it's holding here, but wide range bar down, it's into resistance 3 days. I just can't find anything that it's like this just looks great to me. This looks a little bit better, but like yesterday I said, this needs another day or two, just generally, not just this, just everything we looked at. So like if things can hold up here today, I wish today was gapping down, to tell you the truth, and then it had a recovery. That would be so much better in this kind of going nowhere kind of situation here. FDN, pivot highs so close together in a wide range bar down. It's still in an uptrend. We just don't have any high probability patterns. And we look at the weekly, say, well, it's extended. It needs to correct a little more, maybe coming down to here, where buyers would be a heck of a lot more comfortable stepping up. XLK, same story. That something's up there. Some tech stock is up because the semiconductors are showing a little bit of strength also. So bottoming tail bar, inside day, gapping up, gapping into resistance, maybe like a 30-minute high, consolidating there and then up for a short-term trade. Keep looking for retailing. Does it play some catch up? No. It's gapping up a little bit. It was at the top of the range there and then right back down. Just a lot of messy things here. Take a look at coin for a sec. At least that showed some strength. It's just not ready. You're not ready there. We looked at KRE, looked at tech, airlines. I was talking to a neighbor the other day that likes cruises. And I said, what is up with these cruise lines that the stocks are whatever? He says, you cannot get a cabin. They're packed. There's no rooms. As last weekend, I think it was last weekend, I said to Dan, we're looking at this, what is, I think it's related to this. What is the credit card debt up to? These things they sell. So the whole idea, I don't really much like cruises. I've been on a few, but the whole idea is, you can get on there, for a few $100. And then once they got you, you're trapped. You want a drink, you want this, you want that, gonna cost you. But people are going. Obviously they're going. And yeah, we'll see what today brings. It's all yours, Dan.
Good morning. Happy 0 day. So Greg, I just gave you 4 beautiful patterns there.
I didn't want to take all your thunder, Dan.
Well, I'm just saying that you're saying there's nothing to do here, no quality patterns. And I'm saying we find good stuff every day.
Well, in stocks, I cover the markets and you go over the stocks.
Right. So we also have earnings season. We have 0 DTE. I got a ton of interesting gappers here. So but here's the 4 longs I'm watching. This is already posted. So it started as a sloppy buy setup, coming down hard. But then look, it's repaired for 3 days. So this, when we do the MT live on the turn, this is a 4-bar turn with a void. So that looks great. LSCC, kind of an inverse head and shoulder here. I noticed here Paul alarm. We're in this in the ETF trader, gapping up again. On BAC, Alex has been watching also. See, a 4-bar turn. My only hesitancy was these overlapping bars. Finally, ISRG, a little buy setup after a pro gap igniting bar on earnings. I got an alarm at 514, I think. So there's, let's go through gappers. I guarantee you I'm going to find more, but there's a couple. Let's see, Rahul has WCC for us. Yeah, another buy setup, sure. WCCA, this typo, Kerbal. Yeah, got 1, 2, 3 on the weekly, came out of a bottoming pattern. Yeah, those are fine, sure. There's 2 more. All right, let's go to earnings here. TSM here is on my list. I just wish the turn happened here at minor support. But I'm watching it. Casey, here's another one. I got an alarm over yesterday's high, then it's a breakout, red bar ignored breakout. Zoom. I'm trying to get us an entry on the daily, but look at this weekly, monthly are bottoming. Earnings here. Doc. Igniting breakout. Bullish weekly, monthly. I got an alarm, I think at 2320. WDC. Remember I said all these converging MAs, if it were to get above these Wednesday's high, but now the gap's messing it up. But you can check his cousin. I know his cousin, yeah, was down, so nothing there. DXCM, gapping down, bottoming pattern, no interest. It was down. I noticed last night. It went on earnings. It went all the way down to 63. So that's recovered a bit. But Echo Whiskey. Okay, the gap's bigger now, but I still have an alarm at 71. But that's when I thought it was gapping here. Now it would be a big bar if that happened. All right, core. Remember, do you all in the green room remember my comments? I said this looks like a consolidation and a downtrend as opposed to a bullish bottoming pattern. And now that's resuming its downtrend. It looks horrible. Off 160. That was a buy setup, but gap's too big. Deck 171. Now this is a pro gap, but it could possibly be excessive gap that we could sell a 0 DTE. Sketchers. That's a bullish gap, still in a trading range, but there's going to be no juice for a put spread. RMD, I said over yesterday's high would be a long, but excessive gap. ASB, another buy setup looking thing, but gap into resistance. Olin, okay, so possible excessive gap, 30-minute high, 0 DTE. So I'm going to keep a list of some of these gappers here. Texas Roadhouse. My alarm went off. I had an alarm at, I think right here, 181.50. If it can get over yesterday's high, I'm going to reset it at 182. But that's a buy setup, bullish weekly, monthly. So that's a 30-minute high directional and 0 DTE put. Dollar, it's another excessive gap done, possible 0 DTE. UHS 207. That's bearish. No bias. 7-8. Here's a call spread idea. SSNC. Well, if there's no prints here, I gotta wait. Boyd, I don't see any prints, but it shows it up. If it does open up here, then 0 DTE, AJG. Look how volatility is getting tight. This is actually a pattern you can trade up or down. It's opening flat here. Back to it. LHX 254 put spread idea if there's any juice, but I doubt it. That Texas Roadhouse already hit my 182 alarm now. See, so that's strong. But now it's just taking out yesterday's high. No pattern. A lot of these buy setups that look like this, they look so similar. Coming down hard, reverse, and support. But there's no gap, no prints here, so we'll come back. This one, let's set an alarm at 150. Could be a continuation pack. No, never mind. It shows a gapping down to 141, but no prints here, so I don't trust it. Another buy setup. Look, these are all over the place. So if this opens, and I can't tell where it's gapping, but if it opens flattish, then you can buy, it looks like Wednesday's high is a little higher by a few pennies. I'm going to set an alarm 63.10. Fib is another buy setup with a bullish weekly monthly. I'm going to set an alarm, 3206. And so, I'm going to have a bunch of alarms going off at the open because I have no idea if this is going to gap up or down. But just let the computer flag it for me to get it on my alarm list. So I'll pay attention to it. CTO, closing breakout. Let's say target 2050. But 2010, it's already up 3 bars now. So you need a pullback. VTMX, no pattern, but that is a power downtrend. Actually, I'm gonna set an alarm at 2538. VTMX though, that is funny initials. Look, it might be a bio. I don't know why, but bios have weird symbols. So 2538. This could be a good 30-minute low short. Pico, possible higher low, continuation to 38. We'll come back. PDM opening flat, bullish, daily, weekly, monthly. Nice 15-minute chart. So if it opens flat, let it settle down 10 minutes, and that could be a long over the high. 411. Another buy setup. If this were opening flat, I'd say buy over the high of these 2 bars, but gap's messing it up. But maybe 0 DTE. APPF. 209. All right, I saw it earlier today at 204, and it looked great as a bull gap from a Climo. But now, no, it's not so easy. It's up a lot now. But put spread again. Another buy setup. Up and down a little. I got plenty of these to watch. Delete you. Now CSL gapping down. Call spread idea. 30-minute low. HTH 30. HTH 32. Middle of the range. No interest. Put spread if there's any juice. All right, these were earnings in the morning. HCA 365. That's big ugly gap in the middle of no man's land, but that looks bad. Charlie Lima is a bear gap breakdown. I wish it was opening right at 98 bucks. Then I'd say short 5-minute low. But let's watch that for call spread. Gapping up, AON, put spread. See, so I got a ton of gappers here to watch today. I'm typing them all out in the other computer in one area just so I can kind of keep an eye on it. Stravos. Cat. I think he's saying put spread. I don't see any gaps though. That's actually a head and shoulders top. Stravos. So I'm not crazy about that. I think it's more of a call spread under yesterday's low. Delta 20, Lima, India. It's just too sloppy for me. You know, it's gapping up here, but it's up a lot. There's just no compelling pattern other than the weekly buy setup, but then that means you're buying over the high, it's up under the low. But that's a very different picture than this. The CNC. Now, this would have been a fantastic put spread idea if it were just gapping right over yesterday's high, but wow, that is a monster bull island reversal. Just like Tesla was yesterday. Look at this. This whole thing is an island. It's gapping down here. This actually could turn 30-minute low. Could be a call spread idea. Zero DTE, of course. I guess had an alarm on this bank stock that I talked about. This is one of my tier ones. Looks great. So now it's gapping over all this resistance. They went into this bullish. That tells me, might have had some inside information. They were buying into earnings aggressively. They're getting paid for it, but gap's too big. This is the one I was trying to sell 155s and 150 puts. I had 2 orders out and I did not get filled. Otherwise, that would have been a nice gain at the open. Gap down. Zero DTE call spread if there is any juice, but I doubt it. Alpha November. I tried doing a condor on this. Well, the 135s were naked. I also did not get filled on that. But now it favors a call spread. POR alarm. Guild alarm, we're in it. So move stop break even. And then I'm busy at the open. I'll adjust these later. Yeti is better. We did a Climo yesterday. So let's move stop break even there. I'll make these pretty later. ENTG is a short that I'm not liking. So it's only 1 minute into the bell, but 5-minute charts on the horsemen are bullish here. 90. AC up alarm. Hey, Sam, I know it's early for quizzes. Do you know what band Casey was in? Casey? All right, I like this over yesterday's high. Well, you're close, Robert. It's Sunshine Band. Casey and the Sunshine Band, correct. I'll set a new alarm here at 391.25.
Delta, it's up on earnings right up into resistance. Maybe if it pulls back into around $70, it could be a buy setup.
Oh,
Talking to Delta on social media,
what?
WDC gapped up on earnings.
Yeah, this gap's too big for me. I'd be all over it if it were right to like 69.
Right, it may pull back and give us a buy setup on some support.
Oh, yeah, 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 100%. All
So
right.
15-minute chart, there's a first support at around $70, give or take.
See Alpha November popping here. So no trade. LSCC. Um,
ZS, 5-minute high.
yeah, came down kind of hard though. I personally would prefer put spread in 180s. All right, TFC, wait for it to pull back into the gap. Dock, alarm. All right, nothing to do now, but if it closes like this, I like it. Bravo Charlie up alarm. We have a put spread. IWM slam back to the day's low. Q spiders holding well. Yeah, they're showing us a loss on Bravo Charlie just because of the stupid spreads. All right, this Capri got its head chopped off. A federal judge declined the merger with Tapestry. Let's see if this could be a zero DTE. There's
Semis,
20, no, 22 puts are only a dime. That's ridiculous. Yeah, go. Let's just buy it here. You want it in SMH or how do you want to do it? I'll check
uh, I
spread
mean, if
too.
I was thinking just day trade SOXL.
That's fine. But I'm looking at put spread too. For next week, even I did both 0 DTE. I would do 250, only 17 cents. Next week, man, this is the most juicy ETF. I love this thing. It's 80 cents for next week. Sam, tell me when they report earnings. Quick.
AMD is going to report next week.
It's all right. Let's look through it. Look how far away I am. 245, 240 for 82. Going through alarms. A, B, C, B. What is this? I actually had an up alarm. So that failed, so forget that. HLI. There you go. That's yours, Greg. HLI. You want to buy the high now?
Yeah.
Swing, give it. Earnings 1030. Look is okay.
Yeah. Intel's next week also. We got some semis next week.
Yeah,
Earnings.
that's why it's juicy, of course.
Mhm.
HLI 169.22. Kill 88.40. Bravo, Charlie, up alarm. Hey, does anybody know when that Rogan interview is tonight? I've never seen Google so retarded. I Googled it and there was 8 articles titled, "When is Rogan's interview tonight?" I opened them up, not a single one told me. So it's not a live podcast? I thought all his shows were live. Okay, I didn't know that. No, I didn't know that. So a podcast by definition is not live? You're teaching me something. Okay, cool. So is that so they can edit it? Okay, well then the stupid article should have said that right in the first sentence instead of making me open up 6 articles. All right, Bravo Charlie's done. Guild, I said. break even. No, Tesla reversed on the morning weakness. Wow, Apple ripped through the gap. Amazon and Microsoft going. NVIDIA went. Rainfall spread looking so hot. ETD finally got off its rear end. It was dead money all week. Let's break even.
Electronic Arts has earnings on Tuesday, but if it closes like this, definitely could be a trade for Monday. It goes up into that.
Alex, I got a quiz for you. Yeah, it looks great. What was the symbol for this in the 90s? Day trading days. Or for anybody. Yeah, what was his old symbol? Hey, Bill Knott's got it right, but too bad. Bill, you're not to everyone. You're dropped down. So therefore you forfeit, Mr. Knotts, you forfeit your right answer because there's no proof. So Patrick got it first. So sorry. Wow, look at our Bravo Charlie. Nice trade there yesterday on the puts for him. Alex, look at our Paul. We sat through some garbage here, but we added here at the low. So very nice management. So 107. Wow. Remember this thing? I said I wish it opened at 204. Man,